What's up? Just got out of seeing Death of a Unicorn, starring Paul Rudd, Jenna Ortega, Will Poulter, among others. This is the newest A24 movie, and I thought this premise seemed very intriguing but familiar, and I was like, where do I know this type of story before? I mean, it's not very like a convoluted story or anything like that. You got a father and a daughter going to the father's business deal with his boss, and he's pretty much on his last leg. He's trying to get his financial assets in place before he passes. And there's a very touching like moment between Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega. They have really good chemistry together on film and everything. But then they hit a unicorn. You see this in the trailer. I'm not spoiling anything. And then chaos ensues, and it's exactly what you think it's going to be. I liked it. I thought it was a fun time. I feel like this may have needed to be on streaming services because there's some very sketchy CGI, especially early on in the movie. It gets better on the back half, so I don't know like if they just were just like rushing it out, and there was just some spots that like needed some special effects touched up. But these unicorns are pretty damn gnarly. Like I was like where do I know this premise before? And then I started thinking about that comedy I used to watch whenever I was a kid called Harry and the Hendersons, where John Lithgow and his family hits a damn Bigfoot. It's kind of like that. And then but this one's a lot darker. I thought that they were going to be leaning more on the comedy, and there is comedy. This is a very dark comedy, but the gore is heavy in this. It takes itself a little bit too seriously for my taste for a movie of like this this style. I want a little bit more comedy. There's a lot of touching moments and a little bit of drama, and it kind of drags down the movie a little bit. It could have had some of that, but I felt like it did it too much, and it kind of takes a while for things to really get going. And there wasn't enough comedy in that first half to really keep that movie engaging. There was a couple times that I was looking at my phone or my watch and being like, okay, let's get going here. If we're going to take a more serious tone, then let's turn into a serious movie and let's get the carnage candy going, And I liked it. I mean, it's a fun movie. Paul Rudd's always likable in these in any movie. Jenna Ortega was such a rising star. She's great in everything. She's great in this as well. But who really steals the show in this is Will Poulter. This guy really does carry this movie a little bit, even more than Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega. It's his douchebaggery that's kind of funny. He's really the most comedic part of this movie. And and you get a lot of them. You do get a lot of them, but it kind of runs thin near the end of the movie. His character, and there's a lot of things where you're like, oh, I saw that coming. Oh, I saw that coming. It's not changing the game for creature feature types of movies. This would have been a better premise, I think, if this was like a werewolf movie. Like I always thought that like a premise like this, but a werewolf movie, but more darker, take itself really seriously. But I mean, unicorns work, I guess. But this movie is just, it's a fun time. I think it would have been better on Netflix or Hulu or something like that. Is this something you need to rush out and see? I mean, if you're looking for something to go see, go see it. It's a fun movie. There is a lot of gore, so if you're into gore, it's here. I just feel like the movie didn't know what it wanted to be. Did you want to be a horror movie, or did you want to be a comedy? I just felt like with the comedy kind of takes a back seat in a lot of areas, and you would think it would be the front seat with Paul Rudd being at the beginning, like the star of this movie. He's and he doesn't have too many comedic chops in this, and that's another negative that I would say about this movie. I love Paul Rudd. He does great, but I wanted to see more comedy Paul Rudd in this, and you really don't get a whole lot of that. There is some references to like Jurassic Park. You're going to see it, if you're a fan of Jurassic Park, you're going to be like, oh, okay, that's right out of Jurassic Park. And funny to mention Jurassic Park, Tia Leone is in Jurassic Park 3. So yeah, she's great in the movie too as the mom. She does really good. But I mean, just the message of this movie is just like beating you over the head by the end of the movie. It's like, okay, we get it. All right. And and it's just, it feels like that a lot of the touching moments kept happening and kept happening. And it felt like it just kind of dragged down the movie. I feel like this movie should have been edited, taken about 20-25 minutes out of the movie, and maybe would have had a little bit better pacing, but it was a fun time, you know. It's a fun little creature feature movie, even though it's wacky as hell. I just don't think it really balanced the comedy as, you know, with the seriousness of the movie. It was just it was having an identity crisis, I feel like. But yeah, go see it. I'm not gonna hate on it too much. It's definitely not a bad movie. It's fun to watch. So throw some popcorn in your face and go have yourself a good time. All right. If I had to really rate this, I would probably give it like a 6.5 out of 10. It was serviceable. It scratched that creature feature itch, but I probably won't ever watch it again. Peace out.